Before we begin, drop a comment telling us what city you're watching from. Don't forget to rate this story from 0 to 10 at the end. The rooftop terrace gleamed under string lights, 30 floors above the city's pulse. Maya Reeves stood at the glass railing, camera hanging heavy around her neck. She wore a fitted navy blazer over a cream silk blouse, dark jeans that actually fit for once, and boots she'd polished that morning out of habit, not hope. Her black hair was pulled into a low ponytail, a few strands escaping to frame her tired face. The charity gala hummed behind her. Laughter. Crystal clinking. People pretending their donations made them saints. She'd been hired to photograph the event. Capture smiles. Freeze moments of false generosity. It paid rent. That was all that mattered anymore. Maya lifted her camera, framing the skyline. Through the viewfinder, the world made sense. Controlled. Contained. Safe. Careful leaning out like that. The voice cut through her focus. Deep. Rough around the edges. She lowered the camera and turned. He stood 3 feet away, hands in the pockets of an expensive black suit that somehow looked uncomfortable on him. The white dress shirt underneath was unbuttoned at the collar, no tie. His dark brown hair was slightly too long, brushing his collar. A scar cut through his left eyebrow. Mid-30s, maybe. Hard eyes that had seen too much. "I'm fine," Maya said flatly. "Didn't say you weren't." He moved closer to the railing, not looking at her. "Just making conversation." "Don't." He glanced at her then. Something flickered across his face. Recognition, maybe. Or curiosity. "You're the photographer." Observant. "I saw you earlier. You looked at everyone here like you wanted them to disappear." Maya's jaw tightened. "You don't know anything about me." "No." He turned to face her fully. "But I know that look. I see it in the mirror every morning." The honesty in his voice caught her off guard. She studied him properly now. The expensive suit didn't match the scar, the calloused hands, the way he held himself like he was ready for a fight. "Who are you?" she asked. "Does it matter? You approached me." "Fair point." He extended his hand. "Dominic Cross." She didn't take it. "That's supposed to mean something?" His hand dropped. A ghost of a smile touched his lips. "No." "Should it?" Maya looked away, back to the skyline. "Why are you really talking to me?" "Because everyone else here is fake." His voice went quiet. "And you're the only person who looks as out of place as I feel." Despite herself, Maya almost smiled. "Almost." "What do you do, Dominic Cross?" "I fix problems." "What kind of problems?" "The kind people don't talk about at parties like this." She turned to him again. "That's deliberately vague." "So is photography," as an answer. He nodded at her camera. "What do you really shoot?" The question landed like a punch. Maya's fingers tightened on the camera strap. "Excuse me?" "The way you hold that camera. You're not just some event photographer. You shoot something that matters to you. Or used to." Heat rushed to her face. Anger. Grief. Something else. "You need to stop." "Stop what?" "Seeing things you shouldn't." Dominic took a step closer. The city lights cast shadows across his face, making the scar more prominent. "What if I told you I came here tonight because of you?" Maya's heart skipped. "What?" "I've been following your work. The photos you posted 2 years ago. The refugee series. The one that won awards before you vanished." Her blood went cold. "How do you know about that?" "I told you. I fix problems." His eyes held hers. "And I think you have one you're running from." Before she could respond, her phone buzzed in her pocket. She pulled it out, hands shaking. Unknown number. A single message. I found you, Maya. Time to come home. He's waiting. The phone slipped from her fingers. Dominic caught it mid-air, reflexes too fast, too trained. He glanced at the screen. His expression hardened. Who sent this? Maya grabbed the phone back. None of your business. It is now. His voice dropped to something dangerous. Because whoever that is, they just made a mistake. What are you talking about? He looked at her with an intensity that made her breath catch. That message was sent from inside this building. Maya's world tilted. Someone here knows who you are, Dominic said. And if I found you because of your past, they did too. The terrace suddenly felt too small. Too exposed. Why would you help me? Maya whispered. Dominic's jaw clenched. Because 2 years ago, your photographs saved my sister's life. She was in one of those refugee camps. Your story brought attention. Brought aid. His voice cracked slightly. She made it out because of you. I don't understand. You don't have to. But that message? That's a threat. And I don't let threats against people I owe stand unanswered. Maya stared at this stranger who somehow knew her secrets, who stood between her and whatever was coming. What do you want from me? She asked. Dominic pulled something from his jacket. A business card. He pressed it into her palm. Meet me tomorrow. Pier 14. Noon. His fingers lingered on hers for half a second. I'll tell you everything. Who I really am. Why I was looking for you. And who just sent that message. I'm not going anywhere with you. Then you'll face whatever's coming alone. He started to walk away, then stopped. By the way, your hands are shaking. You're terrified. Which means you know exactly what that message means. Maya looked down. He was right. When she looked up, Dominic was gone. Her phone buzzed again. Clock's ticking, little bird. 12 hours. Maya gripped the railing, city lights blurring through sudden tears. Everything she'd run from had finally caught up. And the only person offering help was a stranger with secrets as dark as her own. Pier 14 smelled like salt and rust. Maya arrived 15 minutes early, wearing a gray hoodie over a black t-shirt and jeans, her camera bag slung across her body like armor. The morning fog clung to the water, making the cargo ships in the distance look like ghosts. She hadn't slept. Every sound in her apartment had felt like a threat. Every shadow, a countdown. Dominic appeared exactly at noon, wearing dark cargo pants and a leather jacket over a plain gray Henley. No expensive suit today. This version looked more real. More dangerous. You came, he said. I need answers. Then walk with me. They moved down the pier, footsteps echoing on old wood. Maya kept her distance, hand near the pepper spray in her pocket. 2 years ago, Dominic began, you were covering the refugee crisis in Eastern Europe. You photographed things people didn't want seen. Corruption. Human trafficking. Government officials taking bribes. I know what I photographed. Do you know what happened after you left? Maya's stomach twisted. I got out when they started asking questions. When people started following me. You ran, Dominic said. Smart. But you left evidence behind. A hard drive with names. Faces. Proof. She stopped walking. How do you know about the hard drive? He turned to face her. Because I was hired to find it. The world seemed to tilt. What? 3 months ago. A man named Viktor Kozlov put out a private contract. Find Maya Reeves. Find the hard drive. Bring both back. Maya's legs went weak. Victor. The name alone was a knife to her chest. You're working for him. I was. Dominic's voice hardened. Until I figured out what he really wanted. That hard drive doesn't just have evidence of trafficking. It has something else. Something you didn't even know you captured. What are you talking about? Dominic pulled out a tablet from his jacket. He swiped through images. Maya's images. Her photographs from 2 years ago. Then he zoomed in on one. A crowd scene. In the background, barely visible, 2 men shaking hands. Recognize them? Maya squinted. Then her blood froze. That's Senator Morrison. And the man he's meeting with? Dominic zoomed further. That's Alexei Volkov. One of the largest arms dealers in Europe. No. That can't be right. Morrison is on the Foreign Relations Committee. He's been pushing for sanctions against people like Volkov. In public, yes. Dominic's jaw clenched. In private, he's been facilitating weapons deals that fund the very conflicts he claims to oppose. Your photograph proves it. Dates stamped. Geotagged. Admissible evidence. Maya's mind raced. If this gets out, Morrison goes to prison. His entire career, his reputation, everything collapses. Exactly. Which is why Victor was hired to make the problem disappear. Victor wouldn't work for an American senator. No. But he'd work for whoever's paying him. And Morrison has deep pockets. Offshore accounts funded by weapon sales. Maya backed away. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm not giving them the hard drive. Dominic stepped closer. And I'm not giving them you. Why not? You said you were hired. His expression shifted. Vulnerable. Raw. I told you my sister made it out of that camp because of your photographs. What I didn't tell you is that she was killed 3 weeks later. Targeted assassination. Silenced because she knew too much about the trafficking routes. Maya's heart cracked. Dominic, I'm so sorry. Viktor Kozlov's network was responsible. His voice shook with controlled rage. When I took this job, I thought I was just tracking down a photographer. Then I saw your work. I recognized the camps. The faces. I realized you were the one who tried to save her. I didn't save anyone. You tried. That's more than most people do. He took a breath. When I connected the dots, when I realized what that hard drive really contained, I knew I couldn't hand it over. If Morrison and Volkov go down, Victor's entire operation collapses. Everyone involved faces justice. Or we both end up dead. That's a possibility. Maya stared at him. You're asking me to trust you. A man I met 12 hours ago. A man who admits he was hired to hunt me down. Yes. That's insane. I know. She laughed bitterly. Why should I believe anything you're saying? Dominic reached into his jacket again. He pulled out a photograph. Creased. Worn. A young woman with kind eyes and a bright smile. Her name was Sophia. She was 23. She wanted to be a teacher. His voice broke. I promised her I'd keep her safe. I failed. I won't fail again. Maya took the photograph. The resemblance was there. Same eyes as Dominic. Same stubborn jaw. I'm sorry for your loss, she whispered. Don't be sorry. Help me finish this. I don't even have the hard drive anymore. I destroyed it. Dominic's expression didn't change. No, you didn't. Her breath caught. Excuse me? People like you don't destroy evidence. You hide it. Protect it. Because some part of you knows it might matter someday. He was right. God help her, he was right. Where is it, Maya? She looked at the water, then back at him. This stranger who'd unraveled her entire life in 24 hours. Who stood there with grief etched into every line of his face, asking her to trust him with everything. Safe deposit box. First National Bank. Downtown. Can you access it? Yes. But the moment I do, alarms trigger. Victor has people watching. If he knows I'm back, if he knows I'm accessing that box, he'll come for me. Let him. Dominic's eyes hardened. We'll be ready. You're talking about a war. I'm talking about justice. Maya's phone buzzed. She pulled it out. Another message. This time with a photo attached. Her apartment. From inside. Someone had been there. Nice hiding place, little bird. But you're running out of time. Bring the hard drive to the warehouse on Pier 9 by midnight. Come alone. Or more people die. Beneath the message, another photo loaded. Maya's hands started shaking violently. The photo showed a woman tied to a chair. Bruised. Terrified. Her sister. Rachel. No. The word came out as a sob. No, no, no. Dominic took the phone. His expression went dark. You have a sister. I haven't seen her in 2 years. I cut contact to protect her. How did they find her? They've been planning this for a long time. He looked at her. This changes things. I have to go. I have to give them what they want. If you do that, you both die. They'll kill her to tie up loose ends, and they'll kill you for the same reason. Then what do I do? Maya's voice cracked. That's my sister. My baby sister. She's all I have left. Dominic gripped her shoulders. Look at me. Look at me, Maya. She met his eyes. We're going to get her back. But not by surrendering. By fighting. How? I have resources. Contacts. People who owe me favors. His grip tightened. But I need you to trust me. Completely. Can you do that? Maya thought of Rachel. Thought of Sophia. Thought of all the people she'd photographed who never got justice. What's the plan? Dominic smiled. It wasn't kind. We give them exactly what they want. And then we burn their entire operation to the ground. Maya's phone buzzed one more time. Tick-tock. She looked at Dominic. When do we start? Now. The warehouse on Pier 9 loomed against the night sky like a monument to broken promises. Maya sat in Dominic's car 2 blocks away, watching the building through binoculars. She'd changed into dark tactical pants and a fitted black jacket Dominic had provided. Her camera was in the back seat, replaced by equipment she barely knew how to use. Dominic was on the phone, speaking in rapid Russian. When he hung up, his expression was grim. My contact confirmed Victor's inside with 6 men. Your sister is being held in the north corner, 2nd floor. 6 men. There's 2 of us. I've handled worse odds. That's not reassuring. Maya lowered the binoculars. Tell me again why we're not calling the police. Because Senator Morrison has people inside every agency. The moment we make an official move, evidence disappears. Witnesses die. Your sister becomes collateral damage. Maya's hands clenched. So we're just supposed to walk in there and hope for the best? No. We're supposed to walk in there with a plan. Dominic reached into the back seat and pulled out a small hard drive. This is a duplicate. Same serial number. Same outer casing. It'll pass a visual inspection. And when they plug it in? It contains enough real files from your original drive to seem legitimate, mixed with a virus that will corrupt their entire network the moment they try to copy it. How did you get access to my original files? Dominic hesitated. I told you. I was hired to find you 3 months ago. I've been tracking your digital footprint since then. Something in his tone made her pause. What aren't you telling me? Maya, we don't have time for this. Make time. He turned to face her fully. In the dim light from the dashboard, the scar through his eyebrow looked deeper. More brutal. I didn't just track your work. I tracked you. Where you lived. What coffee shop you went to. What groceries you bought. I know you take the same running route every morning. I know you sleep with your camera on the nightstand. I know everything about you. Ice flooded her veins. You've been stalking me for 3 months. I was doing my job. Your job was to hand me over to a man who wants me dead. My job changed when I realized what was at stake. His voice rose. I could have grabbed you at any point. Your apartment has terrible security. You run alone in the dark. I had 100 opportunities to complete the contract and collect my money. Then why didn't you? Because I started to care. The confession came out rough. Painful. I watched you grieve. Saw you wake up from nightmares. Saw you delete photos you'd taken because they hurt too much to look at. I saw someone as broken as I am, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't be the reason you died. Maya's breathing came hard and fast. You had no right to invade my life like that. You're right. I didn't. But I did, and I can't take it back. All I can do now is try to make it right. By using me as bait? By giving you a chance to save your sister and expose the people who destroyed both our lives. She wanted to hit him. Wanted to scream. Wanted to jump out of the car and never look back. Instead, she said, after this is over, I never want to see you again. The words landed like a physical blow. Dominic's jaw tightened, but he nodded. Fair enough. Her phone buzzed. Midnight exactly. Time's up, little bird. Come inside. Alone. Or she dies. Maya reached for the door handle. Dominic grabbed her wrist. Wait. There's something else you need to know. What now? Victor didn't take your sister as leverage. He took her as insurance. That's the same thing. No. Dominic's grip tightened. He knows you have feelings for someone. He knows you wouldn't risk someone you care about. Maya's stomach dropped. I don't have anyone. I cut everyone off 2 years ago. Everyone except the person who helped you escape. The person who gave you fake documents. The person who's been sending you encrypted messages for 2 years, checking if you're safe. Her blood went cold. How do you know about Marcus? Because I intercepted those messages. I know he's not just your friend. I know he's in love with you. And I know Victor knows that too. Marcus has nothing to do with this. Dominic pulled up a photo on his phone. A surveillance image. Marcus, sitting in a cafe. Across from him, a man Maya didn't recognize. This was taken yesterday. That man works for Victor. Marcus has been feeding them information about you for 6 weeks. The world stopped spinning. That's not possible. Marcus saved my life. He risked everything to help me disappear. And then he sold you out the moment the price was right. Dominic's voice softened. I'm sorry, Maya. But he's the one who told them about your sister. He's the one who gave them her location. Maya's vision blurred. Why would he do that? Money. Fear. Maybe he convinced himself it was the only way to survive. People betray the ones they love all the time. It doesn't make it hurt less. She pulled her hand free. I don't believe you. Then call him. Right now. Ask him where he is. With shaking hands, Maya dialed Marcus's number. It rang once. Twice. Maya. His voice sounded stressed. Thank God. Are you safe? Where are you? A pause. Home. Why? Don't lie to me, Marcus. Another pause. Longer. Maya, listen to me. Whatever you think you know, it's not that simple. Her heart shattered. You told them about Rachel. I had to. They were going to kill me. They knew I helped you before. They said if I cooperated, they'd let both of us live. And you believed them? I didn't have a choice. His voice broke. I'm so sorry. I never wanted any of this. But they promised if you gave them the hard drive, they'd let everyone go. Your sister. You. Me. We could all walk away. Maya's hand trembled around the phone. You coward. I was trying to protect you. You destroyed me. She hung up. Dominic watched her carefully. I know what betrayal feels like. I know how it burns. But right now, we need to focus. Are you still with me? Maya wiped her eyes roughly. He was the only person I trusted. The only one who knew everything. I know. And he sold me out for his own survival. Yes. She looked at the warehouse. Then at Dominic. This stranger who'd stalked her, lied to her, but somehow become the only person standing between her and destruction. Promise me something, she said. What? When this is over, if we survive, you'll tell me the truth. All of it. Every lie. Every manipulation. Everything. I promise. And promise me one more thing. Anything. Maya's voice went cold. Promise me Marcus faces consequences for what he's done. Dominic's expression darkened. That I can guarantee. They got out of the car. The warehouse door stood open, spilling yellow light onto the concrete. Inside, Victor was waiting. And somewhere in the darkness, her sister was running out of time. Maya touched the fake hard drive in her pocket and walked toward the light. Behind her, Dominic whispered, "Stay close to me. No matter what happens." She didn't respond. Because in that moment, Maya Reeves realized she'd stopped running. And started hunting. The warehouse smelled like oil and decay. Maya stepped inside, Dominic 5 paces behind her. Industrial lights hung from chains, casting harsh shadows across stacked shipping containers and abandoned machinery. Viktor Kozlov stood in the center of the space like a spider in his web. He was shorter than Maya expected. Mid-50s, wearing an expensive gray suit that seemed absurd in this setting. Slicked back silver hair. Dead eyes that had watched too many people suffer. 6 men surrounded him. Armed. Watching. Maya Reeves. Victor's accent was thick, deliberate. You're more beautiful than your photographs suggest. Where's my sister? Direct. I appreciate that. He gestured to his left. A door opened on the second-floor catwalk. 2 men dragged Rachel out. Maya's breath caught. Her sister looked thin, terrified, but alive. Her blonde hair was matted, her sundress torn. Bruises colored her arms. Rachel. Maya started forward. 3 guns cocked simultaneously. Slowly, please, Victor said. We're all civilized people here. Dominic's hand touched Maya's back. A warning. She forced herself to stop. You have what I want? Victor asked. Maya pulled out the fake hard drive. Right here. Excellent. Bring it to me. Not until you let her go. Victor laughed. You're not in a position to negotiate. Neither are you. Dominic's voice cut through the space. The moment you kill either of them, this entire warehouse is surrounded. Federal agents. Interpol. Every agency with a grudge against your operation. Victor's expression didn't change. Dominic Cross. The man who was supposed to deliver her to me 3 months ago. I should have known you'd develop a conscience at the worst possible time. You should have paid better. I paid you $2 million. And I'm about to cost you everything. Dominic pulled out his phone. One call. That's all it takes. You're bluffing. Try me. The tension in the room sharpened. Maya's heart pounded so hard she thought everyone could hear it. Victor studied them both. Then he smiled. You know what I think? I think you're both lying. I think there are no federal agents. I think you came here with nothing but hope and desperation. He snapped his fingers. One of his men grabbed Rachel by the hair and pressed a gun to her temple. No. Maya surged forward. The world exploded into motion. Dominic tackled her sideways as gunfire erupted. They hit the ground hard behind a shipping container. Bullets pinged off metal, deafening. Stay down. Dominic shouted. Rachel's up there. I know. He pulled a gun from his jacket. But if you die, she dies too. Trust me. More gunfire. Maya's ears rang. Then, suddenly, silence. Victor's voice echoed. Enough. Dominic Cross, I have a proposition. Dominic didn't respond. You give me the girl and the hard drive. I let the sister live. You walk away with your money. Everyone survives. Maya grabbed Dominic's arm. Don't you dare. Or, Victor continued, you refuse. I kill the sister. Then I kill Maya. Then I kill you. I get the hard drive when I search her body. Everyone loses. He's going to kill us anyway, Maya whispered. I know. Dominic's jaw clenched. Which is why we're going with option 3. What's option 3? He looked at her. In his eyes, she saw regret. Resolution. Goodbye. I'm sorry, he said. Then he stood up, hands raised. Don't shoot. I'll give you what you want. Dominic, no. Maya grabbed for him, but he was already stepping out from cover. Victor's men trained their weapons on him. Smart choice, Victor said. The hard drive? Maya has it. But you'll need to guarantee safe passage for both sisters. Once they're clear, I'll tell you where I hid the real drive. Maya's mind raced. Real drive? What was he doing? Victor's eyes narrowed. The one she's carrying is fake. Obviously. You think I'd let her walk in here with the actual evidence? I'm a professional. Then where is it? Safe deposit box. First National Bank. But you'll need my biometric signature to access it. Kill me, you get nothing. Victor considered this. Fine. The sisters go free. You come with me to the bank. If you're lying, you die slowly. Deal. Dominic, stop. Maya stood up, shaking. This isn't the plan. He turned to her. There was never a plan that ended with all of us surviving. You know that. I don't accept that. You don't have to. His expression softened. But your sister deserves to live. You deserve to live. This is the only way. Victor snapped his fingers again. Release the sister. Both of them leave. Now. The men holding Rachel dragged her down the metal stairs. She stumbled, crying. Maya ran to her, catching her before she fell. Maya, Rachel sobbed. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. They just showed up and. Shoo. It's okay. I've got you. Touching reunion, Victor said. But you need to leave. Now. Maya looked back at Dominic. He stood surrounded by armed men, shoulders squared, accepting his fate. I can't just leave you, she said. You can. You will. His voice was firm. Get your sister somewhere safe. Live your life. Finish the work you started. Make the photographs matter. Dominic. That's an order, Maya. Tears blurred her vision. Why are you doing this? Because some debts can't be repaid with money. He glanced at Victor. Because your photographs saved Sophia, even if only for a little while. Because you showed me that some things are still worth fighting for. This isn't fighting. This is surrender. No. He smiled sadly. This is choosing what matters. And you matter more than I do. Victor's patience snapped. Enough sentiment. Girls, leave. Or I shoot all three of you right now. One of Victor's men opened the warehouse door. Night air rushed in. Maya held Rachel close. Can you walk? I think so. They moved toward the door. Each step felt like betrayal. At the threshold, Maya turned back one last time. Dominic stood in the pool of harsh light, surrounded by shadows and weapons. He looked at her across the distance, and mouthed two words. I'm sorry. The door slammed shut. Maya and Rachel stumbled into the night, running until their lungs burned. Behind them, a single gunshot cracked through the darkness. Maya's legs gave out. She collapsed on the concrete, Rachel falling beside her. What was that? Rachel gasped. Maya, what was that sound? But Maya couldn't speak. Because she knew. Dominic Cross, the man who'd stalked her, lied to her, saved her, had just sacrificed everything. And she'd let him. Her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Time stamped 3 minutes ago. Before the gunshot. If you're reading this, I'm already gone. The real hard drive is in your camera bag. Inside pocket. I put it there when you weren't looking. Get it to the media. Finish this. And Maya, for what it's worth, meeting you was the first good thing that happened to me in years. Don't waste your second chance. D. Maya's hands shook as she unzipped her camera bag. There, in the inside pocket, was the hard drive. The real one. All the evidence. All the proof. Everything needed to destroy Morrison, Volkov, Victor's entire network. Dominic had given her the weapon. And paid for it with his life. Rachel touched her arm. Maya, we need to keep moving. Those men might come after us. No. Maya's voice was hollow. Victor got what he wanted. Or he thinks he did. I don't understand. Maya stood slowly, grief and rage warring inside her chest. That man in there. He saved us both. And I didn't even know his real story. Didn't know what he'd been through. Didn't know who he really was. Maya. But I'm going to make his sacrifice count. She gripped the hard drive. I'm going to burn their entire world down. Rachel stared at her sister's transformed expression. Who are you right now? Maya looked back at the warehouse. Silent now. Dark. Someone who just learned what it costs to do the right thing, she whispered. Then she turned away from the past and walked toward whatever came next. Behind her, the warehouse stood quiet. Inside, Viktor Kozlov had no idea that the man he'd just killed had already won. 6 months later. The courtroom was packed. Maya sat in the back row, wearing a simple black dress and her camera around her neck out of habit, even though photography wasn't allowed inside. Rachel sat beside her, healthier now, color back in her cheeks. She'd started therapy. Started sleeping through the night. Started living again. On the witness stand, a federal prosecutor displayed the photographs. Maya's photographs. The ones that had cost so much. Senator Morrison sat at the defendant's table, his expensive suit unable to hide the defeat in his eyes. The man who'd orchestrated weapon deals, who'd funded trafficking networks, who'd destroyed countless lives for profit. Beside him sat Alexei Volkov, extradited after an international manhunt. Both men would spend the rest of their lives in prison. Viktor Kozlov had died 3 months ago. Heart attack in his holding cell. Some said it was natural. Others whispered about prison justice. Maya didn't care which was true. The truth was already out. The hard drive had contained everything. Dates. Transactions. Names. Proof. Maya had given it to every major news outlet simultaneously. There was no burying it. No making it disappear. The prosecutor's voice echoed through the courtroom. These photographs, taken by Maya Reeves 2 years ago, provide undeniable evidence of conspiracy, racketeering, and crimes against humanity. Maya closed her eyes. Dominic should have been here to see this. After the trial concluded, Maya and Rachel walked out into autumn sunlight. "You okay?" Rachel asked. "I don't know." Maya looked up at the sky. "It's over, but it doesn't feel like justice." "Not completely." "Because of him?" Maya nodded. They'd never found Dominic's body. Victor claimed he'd disposed of it. Claimed there was nothing to find. The investigation had hit dead ends. But sometimes, late at night, Maya wondered. The gunshot she'd heard could have been staged. Dominic was resourceful, trained, smart enough to fake his death if he needed to disappear. But if he was alive, he hadn't contacted her. And maybe that was its own answer. "Come on," Rachel said gently. "Let's go home." They walked through the city, past the coffee shop Maya used to frequent, past the park where she used to run. Everything felt different now. Lighter, somehow. At Rachel's apartment, they found an envelope taped to the door. No address. No stamp. Just Maya's name in familiar handwriting. Her heart stopped. "Is that?" Rachel started. Maya tore it open with shaking hands. Inside was a single photograph. Not one of hers. A new one. It showed a beach at sunset. Empty. Peaceful. In the corner, barely visible, a figure walking away from the camera. Dark hair. Broad shoulders. A leather jacket. On the back, written in pen. "Some debts take longer to repay. But I'm working on it. Thank you for finishing what we started. Thank you for being brave enough to trust a stranger. And thank you for showing me that redemption is possible, even for people like me. I hope you're living the life you deserve. I hope you're still taking photographs that matter. I hope you've forgiven yourself for the things you had to do." Pier 14. First anniversary. Noon. If you want answers. If not, I understand. Either way, know this, meeting you changed everything. D. Maya stared at the photograph until her vision blurred. "He's alive," Rachel whispered. "He's alive. Are you going to meet him?" Maya looked at her sister. "I don't know. Part of me is so angry. He let me think he was dead. Let me grieve. Let me carry that guilt. And the other part? The other part knows he did it to keep me safe. To keep us both safe. If Victor thought Dominic was dead, he stopped looking for him. Stopped searching for connections. So what are you going to do?" Maya traced the figure in the photograph. "I have a year to decide. Rachel hugged her. "Whatever you choose, I support you." That night, Maya developed the photograph in her darkroom. She hung it on her wall next to the photo of Dominic's sister, Sophia. Two ghosts watching over her. Then she picked up her camera and went outside. The city pulsed with life. People rushing home. Couples laughing. Children playing. 1,000 stories waiting to be captured. Maya raised her camera and started shooting. For the first time in 2 years, she wasn't running from the past. She was documenting the present. Building toward the future. Each click of the shutter felt like healing. She photographed strangers with kind faces. She photographed street art that spoke of revolution and hope. She photographed shadows and light in equal measure. And somewhere in the back of her mind, a calendar was counting down. 1 year until Pier 14. 1 year until she faced the man who'd saved her life and broken her heart in the same breath. 1 year to decide if forgiveness was possible. 1 year to figure out if she wanted answers more than she wanted peace. Maya lowered her camera and looked at the horizon. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson. Tomorrow would bring new questions. New choices. New photographs. But tonight, for the first time in so long, Maya Reeves felt something she'd forgotten existed. Hope. She thought of Dominic on some distant beach, walking away from his past toward an uncertain future. She thought of Sophia, whose memory had set all of this in motion. She thought of Marcus, facing his own consequences somewhere. She thought of Rachel, safe and healing. And she thought of herself. The woman who'd run for 2 years. The woman who'd learned to fight. The woman who'd discovered that the hardest thing in the world wasn't facing your enemies. It was choosing to trust again after betrayal. Choosing to love again after loss. Choosing to believe again after everything falls apart. Maya walked home as darkness fell, carrying her camera and her hope like twin flames against the night. In 1 year, she'd stand on Pier 14 at noon. And she'd finally have her answer to the question that had been burning since the moment a stranger approached her on a rooftop terrace. What happens when two broken people collide? They either destroy each other. Or they build something new from the pieces. Maya smiled into the darkness. She already knew which one she wanted. The question was whether Dominic Cross wanted the same thing. And in 1 year, standing on that pier where everything had changed, she'd find out. Until then, she had work to do. Photographs to take. Stories to tell. A life to reclaim. Maya Reeves raised her camera to the stars and pressed the shutter. Click. The sound of a new beginning. The end. Don't forget to rate this story from 0 to 10 in the comments below. What did you think of Maya and Dominic's journey? Would you have gone to Pier 14? Let us know your thoughts.